Personally, my challenge every year is I want to do something new. That's every year. That's one of my goals with the students. And so about 3 years ago, that was like the big Christmas when drones were the hot item. And I said, okay, I've never flown a drone before. I've never shot video with a drone before. Let's do this together. And I think it's important that the students see the teacher learning at the same time, and that the teacher be transparent and say, this is new to me. We are going to learn this together. Hopefully I'm just one day ahead of the kids. That's my goal. But as long as I'm just a little ahead of the students and they see me learning alongside with them, I feel like they get there's a lot of value to that experience. I would say that a drone is a camera in the sky that you can control. So for us, the point of having a drone is that you have an unmanned aerial vehicle. And so the nice thing about that is I teach the students, if you wanted to get aerial footage in the past, you had to rent a helicopter. Incredible expenses, incredibly dangerous. And now you can go to Target or Best Buy and just get one off the shelf, and now you have the ability to shoot aerial footage. And a lot of these drones are shooting in HD at a minimum, and a lot of them are shooting at 4K. So you have fantastic quality, and you have complete control over your shots. When people see the footage that we do, they think, oh, that really looks amazing. I think a lot of teachers might be a little hesitant to begin something like this. What we do, it's very methodical, it's very organized, and it's very well laid out. And the expectations are clearly explained to the students. And so we start off indoors, and we start small. And first day, I'll just explain, this is a drone, this is what you can do with a drone, this is why I think we ought to learn about them. I get everybody to buy in. Second day, we'll do small groups, and we simply start with taking the drone up and landing the drone. That's it. We do that inside. We have a little hula hoop on the ground, and the goal is fly up and land 5 feet. That's it. And then from there, we'll fly up, we'll fly over 10 feet, and we'll land in another hula hoop. And then we build on that. And so then the next step, we fly up, we make a little cross pattern, fly to the left, fly to the right, land. And so we start, it's very incremental, and so the students understand what the controls do, and they understand the process, and they understand that everybody has a job when we do this, because I don't want, as a teacher, one of the difficult things is when students don't have something to do, they will occupy themselves somehow. And so I want them to be focused. And so everybody has a different job when we do this. We have somebody who's the pilot, somebody who's the cameraman. We have a spotter who stays next to the pilot, and we have a spotter who stays out in the field. And so everybody has a different job, and that also reinforces FAA rules with things like line of sight, and so and just common sense safety.
So I learned to operate a drone when Mr. D took us out the first time, and he was teaching us just the basics like we saw in that earlier today. And I just found that it was really fun, and I was good at it, and I just tried to fly them however I could and do whatever I could to just improve and have fun doing it.
And we go over this in class, and we talk about the size of drone that you need to register with the FAA. So it's basically anything under 8 ounces. You do not. It's considered a toy. Anything over, you do. And we try to model all this behavior for the students, so we very clearly have our FAA number visible on the outside of the drone. And that's just stuff that you want to model for students the correct way to do things, and you want them to understand that there are rules, and you talk about safety, and you talk about regulations near and around airports. You talk about rules regarding flying over people. And so a lot of that is just very common sense. And I would say definitely check out the FAA website for any rules and regulations.
I do. I make videos, and I have a Tello drone that I fly almost every day. A Tello drone is kind of a beginner drone. It's more of an indoor drone, and if it's not windy outside, you can. But I usually fly it inside, and it's very good for if you haven't flown a drone before.
There are a lot of YouTube tutorials out there. Even if you get your first drone, I would say watch a few videos on just how to set it up. Basic quick start guides. It can be a little intimidating when you start, but again, if you break everything down to simple components and think, what do I absolutely need to teach the students today? Take off, land, done. take off, land, move forward, move back, done. And so you need to really start small and then also have a specific goal in mind once you get to more advanced things. In our case, when we fly the larger drones outside, we have 5 specific shot types that we're trying to get. The chase, the flyby, the high pan, the reveal, and we also use an explorer shot. We have specific shot types that we're looking for when we go outside, so each student knows exactly what they're trying to accomplish when they shoot outside for the day. And so they have one goal in mind to get that specific shot when it's their turn to fly.
So I think that the drones are important because if you're in this class and you do want to go into film, drones are definitely becoming a more prominent part of the film industry and letting you shoot kinds of, like I said earlier, cool shots from above that you would not get that perspective usually very easily. You know, you have to buy a helicopter or rent one, and very expensive, but the drone's nowhere near as expensive and you can get similar if not better shots. But you can also use them for other things. You might use them to count a crop, like a field of crops, or use it to look at someone's house, like the roof or something, without actually having to climb up there and risk, hurting yourself on a dangerous roof. You can just fly a drone over it and just shoot a house or a property for being a realtor. And I think it's just so many different uses that even if you don't use it for film, Mr. D teaching us how to use them is really helpful for going into the real world.
And I always tell them, I'm like, guys, one person cannot really do all of this. Yes, there are drone pilots who fly and film and all of that, but I said realistically, your brain is going to be occupied with one single job. And if we can distribute all the various parts of this, you're going to come up with much better footage than you would on your own. And so being able to break it down and have the cameraman work with the pilot, work with the spotter, and everybody know that they're going to have a different chance at each job, that's a really important part of this. So definitely working together. I think also just the process of learning something and being able to say, hey, I'm 12, I'm 13, and I can master this, and I can do something that seems impossible, that adults don't think that kids can do. I think that gives them a lot of self-confidence. And I think that when they can go home and say, hey, mom and dad, guess what I learned today? And the parent has no clue how they would even do it on their own. And yet they see their 12-year-old learning something that seems so advanced and so technical. And they're quickly grasping the concepts and they're gaining mastery of it. And I love just hearing the students talk later, and they're talking about like, oh yeah, make sure that your gimbal's facing down. And you're like, well, how do you, like, you're just throwing around these terms, and they're throwing around the different concepts of the frame rate, and they're talking about the different settings, and that just becomes part of their natural vocabulary, and seeing them work in that environment is really rewarding.
My favorite part of using the drone is definitely being able to just fly the drone around and see all the cool stuff from a different perspective. And because when you're up that high, you can see so far and see so many different houses and buildings and get a whole new perspective on the world that you can't really see from anywhere else.
I just love how it works, and I love how you can see things you can't see on foot, because I've always wondered like what clouds look like from not where you actually are, and so I love going really high and seeing all that stuff from the drone's point of view.
Students love them. It's a fantastic unit. It's definitely the most popular unit that we do. I get so many students asking about it. And the nice thing is they see their peers doing it, and they see what we're doing, and then they're excited when it's their turn to do a unit with drones. We also started a drone club here because there are some students who maybe have a different related arts schedule, and so I wanted them to be able to have those experiences too. And so it's just great to see the enthusiasm and the excitement about learning, and they want to learn, and they know that they're doing something meaningful, and they're also doing something different that they know that their friends at other schools don't have that opportunity.